Hey everybody, it's Bjorn, your trusted guide to real estate here in Minnesota. Today, I want to dive into something that, well, a lot of sellers don't often think about up front, and that's the hidden costs of selling your home. This is really important stuff. Now, I know we all like to focus on things like the sale price and compensation, but there's a handful of extra expenses that can sneak up on you. So today, I'm breaking down what you should look out for, what you should be asking about, and where your agent, someone like me, steps in to cover the costs that shouldn't be on your shoulders. This is a great video that will help you avoid something that I hate more than anything, and that's the oh by the ways. So let's jump on in. Let's talk about repairs after the inspection. I know you think your home's in great shape, but here's the reality. Once a buyer gets a home inspection, they often find something that needs some attention or fixing. It could be minor, like tightening up a leaky faucet, or it could be a bigger issue like roof repairs or plumbing issues that you didn't know existed. This is why I always tell sellers to prepare for the unexpected. As part of the negotiation process, the buyer might ask for repairs or request a credit at closing to cover those costs. You'll need the budget for that. Of course, we'll strategize together to make sure that these requests are reasonable. But knowing this could come up means you won't be caught off guard. Next up are closing costs. Now, typically the buyer takes care of a lot of these costs, but sellers have their share too. This includes things like title insurance, transfer taxes, and any outstanding property taxes you might owe, liens. There's a ton of stuff. So do your research beforehand, because what we don't want is for these expenses to surprise you at the last minute. That's why, again, we talk about this stuff up front. I make sure that all my clients know what to expect when it comes to closing, so that there's no hidden fees popping up when you're signing the dotted line, so to speak. Now let's talk about a cost that comes up that sometimes people don't expect, and that's professional photography, because this is something that in my book is a non-negotiable for me. I'm not talking about snapping a few pictures with a smartphone and calling it a day. No, I'm talking about that you need crisp, high-quality images that showcase your home in the best light, quite literally. And here's the good news. For me, this is why it's a non-negotiable. I cover the cost of professional photography. I've got a great photographer I work with who comes in and does amazing pictures. It's part of the service that I provide to make sure that your home is getting the attention it deserves. In my opinion, you should not be paying out of pocket for this. This is just one of those things that should always be included when selling your home with a professional. We'll make sure that these photos stop buyers in their tracks and bring them through the door, and it won't be an oh by the way hidden cost for you. Now, something that sellers don't always think about is seller concessions. These are requests that buyers might make as part of their offer. Things like covering part of the closing cost or even throwing in a home warranty. These concessions are negotiable, but they can cut into the profits, and you need to be aware of this. We'll discuss this strategy up front so we can make sure that we get the best deal possible while staying competitive in the market. Now, here's one that does sneak up on people, and that's moving costs. Whether you're hiring professional movers, renting a truck, or even covering storage fees, these costs, well, they add up. Planning for these expenses early means you won't have a last-minute scramble when it's time to move out. If you live in a homeowners association, HOA, you might face a transfer fee when selling your home. Some HOAs charge for document preparation, which can be an added expense. This is something you'll want to ask about ahead of time to make sure that you know exactly what the cost will be. I always make sure we've got those details covered so you aren't blindsided by any extra massive fees. So there you have it. There is some of the hidden costs of selling your home and what you need to be prepared for. Now, there's a ton of scenarios that could come up. We can't predict everything, but by having some intelligent discussions beforehand and you educating yourself, you can avoid some oh by the ways. From repair costs after inspection to closing costs and professional photography, these are all things that, again, you want to consider. Selling a home can come with its surprises, but when you work with the right agent like me, we'll make sure you know what's coming every step of the way. If you have any questions or thinking about selling your home, don't hesitate to reach out. Head over to bjorntosell.com. I'm here to guide you through the process step by step and help you get the best possible results. If you found this video useful, please help out by subscribing and giving it a like and maybe sharing it with somebody who is looking to sell their home. It goes a long ways, trust me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next week with more great information, so until then, be kind to one another.